In this demonstration, we're going to show you how to integrate Datadog with your existing projects in Rollbar. So before we get into that, let's talk about a few prerequisites before doing that. So first of all, you need to have an existing project that you've created in Rollbar that's actually received some errors. And secondly, you need to have an existing account in Datadog where you can actually log in and get your Datadog API key. So let's jump over to Rollbar here for a second. So the first thing we're going to do is let's look for a project that doesn't have Datadog enabled. So we'll go ahead and click on the project. Under integrations on the left, we're going to go ahead and select notifications. And these are a list of all of our out-of-the-box integrations. So I'm going to go ahead and select Datadog. And if you notice here, it's asking us to put in our API key. So if you don't know your API key, simply follow these really basic instructions to get your Datadog API keys. Should take a minute or two to get that. I'm going to go ahead and put in my specific Datadog API key and click on Enable Integration. And the first thing we want to do, just to kind of get a sense that to make sure the integration is working appropriately, is we can click on Send Test Notification. So if we go back over here to Datadog, we can see that we just got a notification that came in, okay? And it'll look something like this. So that's an indication that things are working, which is great. If we scroll down here a little bit, I did want to point out a few other things. These are all of our out-of-the-box rules that are set up for Datadog, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click Edit on one of these particular rules. And if I scroll to the bottom, as a user, I have the ability to customize and configure the rules to be much more specific. So I'm not just blasting Datadog with errors from Rollbar. So if I click on Add New Filter, I could say, I'm only interested in sending errors to Datadog where the error was in the environment production, and maybe the severity level of the error was critical, and maybe the file name was, I don't know, test. So I could get as granular or as specific I want, which is really important. So I wanted to point that out. We're not going to save these. We're going to go ahead and select cancel. And I'm going to click on Save Settings. And we're going to jump over here to a project that already has Datadog enabled, so you can kind of get a sense of how it's working. And we're going to go ahead. I want to resolve these particular items because one of the notifications I have set up will generate an error in Datadog, or generate an alert in Datadog if an item has been reactivated in Rollbar. So let's go to our sample application here, and we will generate some more errors. Okay, so if we go to our items here, we can click on this particularly, and if we go and look in Datadog, we can see here that we've got a couple of errors that have just come in that we see here. So we can click, here's the particular error that was generated in Rollbar that now we see in Datadog, okay? And I can click on the Rollbar items thing to get more information about that particular item that was generated. We can see that here. But let's go back to Datadog real quick. So a couple other questions. You might ask, well, why would I want to integrate with something like Datadog? So a lot of operations teams, maybe you have a platform team or you have a site reliability engineering team that are using something like Datadog. They might really want to make sure they get real-time alerts from Rollbar that they can act on, or engage a developer or get someone else involved to figure out what's going on. So you can easily set that up with Rollbar. As you've seen here, we had the integration set up in just under a few minutes. So it's really simple and quick to set up, and hopefully this gives you more real-time insights as to what's happening and allows you to integrate Rollbar with more teams that need insight into what's happening in your applications. So hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to go out to our website or reach out if you have additional questions.